Hi, I'm Mickey Zeta. Welcome to Sunday Night Live with Mickey, and actually this is generally Sunday Night Wine with Mickey, but what I've got tonight is a mug, and it's backwards, but it says Biz Women Rock. Last weekend I was at Katie Kremitz's Biz Women Rock retreat, and oh my gosh, it was so much fun. So I'm also changed my background. I've got the Christmas tree this time. I just love it. We put sparkly lights on, so that's fun too. And that's some of what we're talking about tonight. We are talking about being selfish, and this applies to all women, but especially those of us who have lived in abuse, because we are women who want to make everything okay for everybody. And yeah, that's kind of a female trait, especially for women over 50. But what I'm talking about tonight is something special because it's the holidays. This is the 6th class in a series of 8, and it's surviving the holidays. So what we're going to talk about tonight, as I said, is being selfish. And you know, we hear that and we go, oh no, selfish is not okay. Well, you know what? Selfish is okay. And I'm going to give you 6 reasons, 6 things you can do for yourself. I hope that you'll try at least 2 or 3 of them. And if you can, do all 6. So what we're talking about tonight is, do you recognize that you don't give enough thought to yourself? If you think that being selfish is having an extra cup of coffee on Saturday mornings, you need to pay closer attention to what you really want. What do you really desire? And oh my gosh, it's so much fun. It's fun when you finally clear some space for yourself. And that's number 1. Clear space for yourself and not for anybody else. Clear some space that you don't answer emails, you don't answer the phone, the kids are not running in if you have your grandkids or if you still have kids at home. Time that you can spend just for you. Put yourself in your own space and think. And then number 2 is assess your needs. While you're sitting there in that quiet time just for you with an extra cup of coffee, or like me, some hot cider. This time of year, hot cider is really good. I like to put a cinnamon stick in there. It makes me feel like it's a special treat. It's sort of like putting whipped cream on top of coffee. It's all good. So what I want to tell you while you're taking your time, number 1, take some time for yourself. Think about what you really want. What is it that you're looking for? Number 2 is assess your desires and your needs right now. And it might be, I want to eat chocolate. Or it might be, I want to take a cruise and go to St. Thomas or go to Aruba, somewhere that you have never been. And here's the thing, don't put judgment on this. Decide what you want and write it down. Write it down because that helps make it real. And be selfish about it. Don't let people tell you that it's not okay. Well, actually, that's number 3. So I'm going to go back to number 2. Write down things that you want, things that you desire, and you might, this might be hard for you, especially those of us who lived in abuse. We have given up. We have given up on what we want. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. Being selfish is okay, and getting what you want is okay. You're a really good person, so I doubt if what's on your list is not necessarily, or what could be on your list is, I want chocolate, or I want a trip, I want to go to California, I want to go to Aruba, but you're probably not going to write down, I want my neighbor's Mercedes. So you're not going to steal your neighbor's Mercedes because that's not who you were, who you are. And if you were that person, you wouldn't be watching this video. You wouldn't be working on a list of things you want. So anyway, that's not part of it. It's not taking your neighbor's Mercedes. It's things that are realistic for you, for your personality, for who you are. Number 3 is, think about how you can fulfill your desires, your needs, the things you want. And it might not be that you are going to go on a trip right this year. That might be something that you decide that you're going to do later on. Plan it for next year. And so if that's your desire, Google that place and things you might want to do. You might want to scuba dive. Or if you're going to the mountains, some people just love the cold, not me, but some people like the cold and they want to go skiing. So put that on your list. And, if you're on a diet and what you want is chocolate, then don't eat the whole box. You probably saw my video about where I wanted to eat the whole box of Ghirardelli chocolates. Don't do that. Lock them in a car if you have to. Take one at a time. I locked mine in a car. So that's why I said that. But eat one at a time. Not the whole box one at a time. Set yourself out for 2 or 3. My point is, don't don't deprive yourself of those things you want. You just don't have to have it all right this minute. So what you want to do while you're thinking about this is stay with yourself. Stay with it. Don't give up. Don't start thinking, oh, I can't ever do this. I won't ever do this. Don't do that. Write your list, think about what you want, and then, some people create a vision board. I call mine a prayer board, and I put things on there that I want, and guess what? When you do that and you hold your intention, they happen. They happen, and that is not selfish. That is what you deserve. It's asking for and getting what you deserve. And number 4 on my list on your list is don't look for validation. If you have friends or family who are not going to help you believe that you can have the things that you want and that you desire, the things that you feel selfish about, don't tell them. Don't tell them. They don't have to know. Do what you need to do. Do not look for validation, because being selfless, you're a selfless person, and that's who you are. Those of us who have lived in abuse, we are selfless. We try to do everything for everybody else. But it's okay to be selfish. And what I know for sure is that you're the guide. You are the guide here. Nobody else can tell you what you want or what you're going to do. You've heard me say, when I was 53, I didn't know who I was, what I liked, nothing. So this is a fun way to figure out. And even if you know who you are, even if you know where you're going, there are things you want. There are things you desire. So write those down. Write those down. Don't look for validation. Just go forward. And number 5 is a biggie. It's a really big one. Don't feel guilty about this. Do not embrace guilt. There is no guilt involved. I once heard somebody say, to make an omelet, you have to break a bunch of eggs. And that's true. We are breaking eggs. And what's going to happen is those people who are used to you doing absolutely everything for them, for you dropping whatever that you're doing, and you take care of what they want, well, guess what? You're changing that. So they're not going to be very happy. So go into it knowing that those people who are used to you doing everything for them, they're not going to like the changes. They're not going to like that you're taking care of yourself instead of them. And that's okay, because what's really important, you're going to do for them, but not everything. Not everything you have been. No guilt. Absolutely no guilt. So practice that. You felt guilty long enough. You have felt guilty long enough. So let that go. I had to let it go out of my shoulders. I hold all my tension and everything in my shoulders. I let it go. And I'll admit, it's hard. It is really hard not to feel guilty, not to feel selfish when I want things for myself. And my husband, Alan, he's probably sitting there laughing right now, because he knows I still feel like I have to do everything myself. It's hard for me to let him do things for me. It's part of being selfish. Let it go. Let it go, and let people help you. But don't talk to people about this who aren't going to support you. And don't look for validation, and don't feel guilty. So those are all important. And number 6, practice. You have been guilty. You have recognize and accept that it's okay to fulfill your own needs, that you can do the things that you want to do, and you're still taking care of your family, you're still doing the things you need to do for your job, but you're looking out for you, you're putting yourself first. I once read a thing that said, pay yourself first. When you get paid, pay yourself first. And it took me years to accept that concept too, because it felt like my money was supposed to go to all kinds of other things, not for me. So set up a savings account. Maybe that's one of your selfish things you do. Set up a savings account and put what you can afford. Maybe it's $10. Maybe it's $50 every single check. Put it in a special savings account. Something good for you. And that could help pay for the trip that you're going to take next year. Learn to strike a balance. We are women who try to make everything okay for everybody. So, it's hard. It's hard to change that, but you're going to be so happy. And people in your life, they'll begin to really appreciate who you are, because you're going to be real. You're going to be your more authentic self. You're already a good person. You're empathetic, you're thoughtful, you're altruistic. Those are things that help the world. Those are things that matter in the world. And you're already doing those things. That's who you are. So it's okay to apply those to you. We all need self-compassion, and that's what I'm talking about. So So let that be your Christmas gift to yourself. Decide how you're willing to be a little bit selfish. Start with a little bit, and it's going to get easier and easier and easier. So you know what? Who talks to you the most? Who's always talking to you in your head? You are. You are always talking to yourself. I'm always talking to myself. So talk to yourself a little nicer, like you would to your best friend or a coworker, someone besides yourself. We talk more harsh to ourselves. We do less for ourselves than we do for anybody else. So learn to be selfish. It's never going to be anything bad, but what it is going to be is a better you, a more successful, a more centered, a happier you. Let that be your gift to yourself this year. Got my Christmas tree in the background, so think about that. Take it with you into the new year. Become less taking care of everybody else and more taking care of you. You've got this. You can do it. So thank you very much. I'm Mickey Zeta. I'm glad you're here. Please check out my website, survivingabusenetwork.com. And I also have a podcast that comes out weekly, and it's on my website. So thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you apply at least one of the 6 suggestions I made tonight. Become more selfish. Take care of yourself. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I'll be back on Wednesday night. See you soon. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest of your week.